This morning on DC News Now.
We move discount.
Fairfax commuter service shut down for a second day as workers continue to strike. Plus showers lingering this morning, but skies will clear in time for your weekend. But keep the jacket nearby. Plus, Howard Bison breaking barriers on ice.
It's amazing. Like, this is history.
How the university is carving a path for HBCUs to participate in the sport they love.
Our equipment is on the surface of the moon, and we are transmitting.
A grand return to the moon, the first private mission to the lunar surface in history. And later this morning, we're going inside the Capitol remodel and garden show.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Well, good morning. It is coming up on 8 o'clock right now on a Friday morning, starting off with a live look outside. Thanks for starting your Friday with us here on DC News Now. I'm Tanaya Wright.
Yeah, good morning to you. I'm Corey James. Shanika, she's tracking the roads this morning. We're going to get you out the door in just a moment with her, but turning over to Jackie for the forecast. How are things looking there?
Yeah, well, out there right now, we are seeing some of that patchy dense fog for our northern areas. We didn't quite see it there on the Capitol live shot there, but Hagerstown we are. We are seeing very low visibility. Can't quite make out what's in the distance there. Visibility down about 2 miles or less in that area. About a mile over towards Frederick, Martinsburg, as well as Winchester. About 2 miles. Cumberland, Kaiser, you're down about a mile. DC, not seeing any visibility issues. A few sprinkles, though, on the map, mainly along and south of 66. Certainly noticing some of those showers clipping southernmost parts of Maryland. This cold front will clear the area, taking that precipitation with it. So by about midday, we should notice a drier conditions. Temperatures right now, upper 30s to low 40s, but it's warmer across Fredericksburg, Lexington Park, holding to the 50s. We'll see those 50s spread in through the day today, but it's going to be colder tomorrow. More details on that coming up. Shanika, how are those roads?
All right, Jackie, you're looking good on your major roadways, but off of them you will see some delays. So many people use Suitland Parkway to get into the district from Maryland. So you will find a crash right near Stanton Road. That's heading west right toward East Capitol Street or DC 295. MLK Jr. Avenue, you will see a crash in, that's still in Southeast, right between Malcolm X Avenue and Elm Street. Do expect some delays, not too terrible though. And we are, again, still seeing some closures. And this is off of 66 in Northern Virginia, Manassas. That's because of a crash off of Old Centerville Road near Stone Ridge Drive.
All right, Shanika, thank you. Happening now, Fairfax Connector bus service is suspended for a second day.
Bus service was suspended yesterday after workers went on strike because of what they are calling unfair labor practices with contractor Transdev. Our Tosin Fakile has more from the picket line.
Well, on social media platform X, Fairfax Connector says that it is monitoring those contract talks between the company Transdev, that contractor Transdev, and the union that represent these workers, the mechanics and drivers of the Fairfax Connector. This is day 2 of that strike. There's about 100 of these workers out there, if not more, making their voices heard and very determined in their reason for being out here. Hundreds of Fairfax Connector workers went on strike yesterday at least 3 Fairfax Connector garages, causing that day 1 of the suspension of Fairfax Connector bus service. Now, union leaders say the workers have been working under expired contracts since December of 2023. Now, according to the union, here's a timeline of how these things happen. The first bargaining session was on October 13, 2023. The current contract expired November 30th. December 19th, we're told there was that vote that said they could strike if necessary, and that first day of the strike happened yesterday. Now, obviously, this is day 2. I'm with Carlos. He's a mechanic here with the Fairfax Connector. He's been with them for 7 months. So, Carlos, thanks for talking to us. First of all, tell me why it is important you decided to be a part of the strike, or why the strike was necessary for you guys.
I felt it was very necessary because Transdev wasn't taking it seriously on what we were worth.
And speaking of what you're worth, how long do you plan to continue to strike to get what you guys believe are worth?
Who knows, it may take a week, maybe 2, but however long it takes for them to understand.
What is it that you're asking Transdev for? Because I spoke to the union president yesterday, and he said retirement, more sick leave. For you, what is important to you? What would you like to see in this new contract?
I would definitely say retirement is a big thing because as a young guy, you don't know what's to come in the future. And to have something secure that where you won't need anything, or maybe not anything, but where you have something to go off of, is definitely something that's great.
All right, Carlos, thank you for talking to us. And, you know, I do have to tell you guys, on social media, there's several reactions to the fact that the strike is happening and the fact that bus service has been suspended. Some people don't appreciate the inconvenience. Some support those that are striking. Some also calling on Fairfax Connector to do more in this situation. Of course, this is a story that's developing. We'll keep you up to date on air and online. For now, we are in Fairfax, Virginia. I'm Tosin Fakile. I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Tosin. New this morning, a man is dead in Montgomery County after being hit by a train in Gaithersburg.
And police believe that same man was involved in a stabbing that happened moments before his death. DC News Now, Candace Cole is live this morning with the latest. Candace.
Good morning. Police say the man that police believe stabbed a woman last night, believe that he ran over here to these train tracks, and that's where he was killed around 9:30 last night. Police say it happened around 9:30 Thursday night near East Diamond Avenue and Railroad Street. According to a post on X by Montgomery County Fire and Rescue spokesperson Pete Pieringer, rescue crews found the man with traumatic injuries. He died there on the scene. According to Gaithersburg police, the man who was killed last night matches the description of a man involved in stabbing a 51-year-old woman in Gaithersburg that was reported at 8:59 p.m. last night. That happened in the 500 block of Girard Street. The woman is listed in critical condition. And police are still investigating this incident, which did happen on a stretch of railroad that runs along the MARC Route 2, but there should be no impact to commuters. We will continue to bring you the latest details as we get them. Reporting live in Gaithersburg, Candace Cole, DC News Now.
Thank you, Candace. Well, this week, Metro leaders met with lawmakers to get extra funding for next fiscal year.
And this comes as Metro faces a $750 million shortfall. It could cause some possible cuts to bus and train services, and it could also increase fare prices. WMATA CEO Randy Clark says despite this, he is remaining optimistic on closing the funding gap.
I think it's been pretty clear. They understand the value of Metro, and that we need a stable, healthy Metro going forward, and we look forward to them completing their budget process. And we stand ready to help in any way possible.
Yesterday, Maryland lawmakers voted on a bill to give Metro an extra $150 million.
And Metro is making efforts to increase safety. Customers will see more patrol on buses and trains to address illegal activity and to make people feel safe. Metro is also adding more than 30,000 cameras on buses, trains, and stations. Metro says it increased patrol by 70% last year and saw a decrease in crime. This weekend, Metro closing some red line stations to do track work. Those include Bethesda, Friendship Heights, and Tenleytown. Now, they will be replacing the lights along the platform and sealing water leaks. There will be free shuttle buses between Van Ness and Medical Center stations. All right, we'll check this out. A solar flare captured by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. This all happened yesterday. Now, in this video, you can see multiple solar flares happening on different areas of the sun. Now, there is some speculation that the solar flares yesterday are what caused that nationwide outage by AT&T.
The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration says while solar flares can impact communication systems, those flares are likely not related to those AT&T outages. Now, the outages left many people in the dark yesterday. Outages peaked around 9 o'clock yesterday morning with nearly 74,000 AT&T outages reported. People in the DMV saying the outages left them frustrated.
I went on my phone and some texts weren't sending, went on like Instagram or YouTube and things weren't loading. I am a little cold today, as you were saying, so I could have prepared better for that if I had better service.
I usually go to class, like to listen to something to just like ground me for the day, and then after just like trying to press play, just nothing was working.
AT&T says wireless service was restored to all of its affected customers yesterday afternoon. Also important to know, AT&T saying on X, quote, based on our initial review, they believe the outage was caused by the application and execution of an incorrect process used as they were expanding the network, not a cyber attack. They said, quote, we are continuing our assessment to ensure we keep delivering the service that our customers deserve.
And Virginia's House of Delegates passing a budget bill authorizing the establishment of the Virginia Sports and Entertainment Authority. Now, this would support the creation of a new arena in Potomac Yard for the Wizards and Capitals. A similar bill was previously killed in the state Senate. Yesterday, some labor unions protested the proposed move. The unions claim it's a bad deal, saying workers want good-paying jobs and the ability to live in Alexandria. They also believe the move would create more low-paying jobs for construction and hospitality workers.
Without good income, that area is unaffordable. And I hate to sound like I'm blowing my own horn, but I live there, so I know firsthand. The area is unaffordable. They will have to promise skilled workers good pay.
Right now, there is no agreement with any labor unions. Monumental Sports says jobs based in D.C. would transfer to Virginia.
8:09 is your time right now. It could soon be illegal to carry a concealed handgun into restaurants and bars in Virginia. Yesterday, a House subcommittee advanced the bill. Right now, you are allowed to carry a gun as long as you have a permit and are not drinking alcohol inside. Now, if the new bill passes, gun owners would still be allowed to openly carry at restaurants or bars if a business allows it. Democrats say this allows customers to choose if they want to be around firearms. Meantime, some Republicans say the bill is unnecessary.
I know he has a weapon. If I choose not to go be at the Wawa or at this place, that's a personal decision I made.
Living in a state where we have open carry, why would we even be thinking about people who have concealed carry who've been background checked?
It is not clear if Governor Youngkin would sign off on the bill.
And a bill making its way to the Maryland Assembly could give doctors permission to help a patient end their life. The End-of-Life Option Act has failed numerous times in the past. However, state officials say the Senate and House held hearings. We spoke with one person who says they are terminally ill. She testified in favor of the bill.
People don't have to do it if they don't want to. It's a choice. And this bill will give people a choice, which I think is very powerful at the end of life. Because who wants to suffer?
Now, there are people lobbying against the bill, calling it suicide. Governor Moore indicated he would sign the bill if it gets to his desk.